Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Art of Love, 2024, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. Art of Love is a dazzling new film that promises to captivate audiences with its mix of romance, drama, and an exploration of artistic passion. Released in 2024, this movie unfolds a story that not only delves into the intricacies of love, but also intertwines the deep emotional connections people form with their creative pursuits. Set in the heart of the vibrant art world, the movie explores the intersection of passion, ambition, and the sacrifices that often come with pursuing your dreams. The movie follows a talented but struggling artist, Eliza, who finds herself at a crossroads in both her career and personal life. With a dream of becoming a recognized figure in the art world, Eliza has dedicated years to perfecting her craft, but she's still far from the success she yearns for. Her world takes an unexpected turn when she meets Gabriel, a famous art critic with a reputation for being both brilliant and brutally honest. Their chance encounter sparks an intense and complicated relationship that challenges both of their worlds in ways they never anticipated. As the story unfolds, we see Eliza and Gabriel come together over their shared love for art. However, their connection is more than just professional. It quickly becomes deeply personal. As they navigate their budding romance, they are forced to confront the pressures of their respective careers and the personal baggage they each carry. Gabriel, with his cynical view of love and art, becomes a mirror for Eliza's own struggles with self-doubt, vulnerability, and fear of failure. At the core of Art of Love lies the universal question: can love truly exist in the competitive, ego-driven world of art, where success often comes at the cost of everything else? As Eliza and Gabriel face their fears and learn to open themselves up to one another, they also begin to explore the complexities of what it means to be an artist and a lover. The film presents an emotional roller coaster, where every brushstroke, every conversation, and every moment of connection carries weight. While the story centers around the central relationship between Eliza and Gabriel, the movie also weaves in a rich supporting cast of characters who all play pivotal roles in shaping the couple's journey. Eliza's mentor, an older artist named Samuel, offers wisdom that challenges her preconceived notions about success and love. Meanwhile, Gabriel's ex-girlfriend, a former muse of his, reappears in his life, adding a layer of tension and complicating his relationship with Eliza. As Eliza's career begins to take off, Gabriel's harsh critique of her work leads to a turning point in their relationship. His feedback, though intended to help, sparks a chain of events that threatens not only their romance but also their individual careers. Eliza is forced to decide whether she values her love for Gabriel more than her artistic integrity, and Gabriel must confront his own fears about intimacy and commitment. The movie's climactic moments come to a head in a high-stakes art exhibition where Eliza's latest collection is showcased. As tensions rise between the characters, secrets are revealed, and the truth about their feelings for one another emerges in a way no one expects. The final moments of Art of Love leave the audience on the edge of their seats, questioning whether love, in the end, can conquer all, or if the cost of pursuing one's dreams is simply too high. One of the major twists in the film comes when Gabriel, in an unexpected turn of events, decides to put his own career on the line for Eliza's sake. This gesture of vulnerability not only surprises Eliza, but also challenges her to reconsider what it means to truly love someone. Can the art world, so often associated with cutthroat competition and personal sacrifice, allow for the kind of deep, selfless connection that Eliza and Gabriel share? This central theme of the movie explores the question of whether love can thrive in a world where every move is calculated, and the stakes are incredibly high. Throughout Art of Love, the narrative is punctuated with moments of introspection, passionate dialogue, and breathtaking imagery. The film is not just about love but about finding the courage to live authentically and pursue one's true calling, even if it means facing the harsh realities of rejection and failure. Every character's journey is marked by personal growth, and the evolution of Eliza and Gabriel's relationship reflects the transformative power of love, art, and ambition. As the story unfolds, the audience is taken on an emotional ride that offers both heartwarming and heart-wrenching moments. Whether it's the tenderness of Eliza and Gabriel's private moments or the tension-filled confrontations between them, the film expertly navigates the complexities of human emotion. As the plot reaches its stunning conclusion, the audience is left to reflect on the power of love to inspire and heal, and whether it can withstand the pressures of the world around us. The movie ends on a note of hope, leaving the audience with the realization that art, much like love, is a journey, one that requires patience, vulnerability, and the willingness to take risks. As Eliza's work begins to receive the recognition it deserves, she realizes that the greatest masterpiece she's created is not her art, but the love she shares with Gabriel. Their relationship, while tested by the demands of their careers and personal insecurities, proves that true love isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance, compromise, and the willingness to grow together. In Art of Love, the message is clear. Love and art are intertwined, each influencing and shaping the other in profound ways. The film reminds us that while the pursuit of artistic greatness can be all-consuming, it is the connections we make with others that truly enrich our lives. As Eliza and Gabriel find their way to one another, they discover that the greatest art is the art of love itself. As we look ahead to the twists, turns, and emotional highs of this beautifully crafted story, it's clear that Art of Love isn't just a movie. It's a journey that will leave you thinking long after the credits roll. Whether you're a lover of art, romance, or both, this film is sure to resonate with anyone who has ever struggled to balance their dreams with the complexities of love. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on the latest deep dives into the world of cinema. In Art of Love, the story begins in the bustling heart of the art world, where Eliza, a young and gifted artist, is struggling to make a name for herself. Despite her passion and dedication to her craft, she finds herself stuck in the shadows of more established artists, unable to break through the barrier of obscurity that seems to define her career. Eliza's small apartment is filled with canvases, each one representing a fragment of her dreams, unfinished, waiting to be seen by the world. Eliza's daily life is a routine of creating, hoping, and facing rejection. She works long hours in a local cafe, serving coffee to wealthy patrons who are often oblivious to her artistic aspirations. Her mind is always on her next masterpiece, but the pressure of not being recognized weighs heavily on her. This is a familiar struggle for many artists, and Eliza's internal conflict mirrors the challenges of pursuing a dream while grappling with the harsh realities of life. One day, after an exhausting shift at the cafe, Eliza receives an unexpected invitation to an exclusive art gallery opening. The event promises to showcase the work of up-and-coming artists, and for Eliza, this is an opportunity she cannot pass up. She spends the evening preparing herself, dressing in her best attire and rehearsing in her mind the introduction she would give if anyone asked about her work. This moment could be her big break, and Eliza is determined to make the most of it. At the gallery, the atmosphere is electric with the buzz of critics, collectors, and artists, all mingling in the hope of finding the next great talent. Eliza is both awestruck and intimidated by the people around her. She knows she's still a long way from achieving the recognition she desires, but she's not about to let that stop her. As she walks through the exhibits, her eyes fall on a familiar face. Gabriel, a renowned art critic known for his sharp eye and often brutal assessments of emerging artists. He's standing in front of one of the paintings, his arms crossed, his expression one of deep concentration. Eliza, nervous but driven, approaches him. Their first conversation is a mixture of awkwardness and curiosity. Gabriel is intrigued by her confidence despite her modest background, and Eliza is captivated by his knowledge and the way he seems to see beyond the surface of her work. There's an undeniable chemistry between them, but it's clear that Gabriel isn't easily swayed by charm alone. He asks her about her influences, her inspirations, and what she hopes to achieve as an artist. Eliza, feeling both exhilarated and vulnerable, opens up about her dreams and the struggles she faces as an artist who has yet to gain recognition. Gabriel, though polite, is skeptical. He offers her some critical feedback on her work, which stings, but also resonates with her deeply. He sees potential in her, but he's quick to point out that her pieces lack the emotional depth he believes is necessary for her to stand out in the competitive art world. His words cut deeper than she expected, but they also ignite a spark within her. This conversation, though difficult, marks the beginning of a transformative journey for Eliza. Gabriel's critique isn't just harsh, it's a challenge, a call to push beyond her boundaries and prove herself as an artist. Following this encounter, Eliza becomes obsessed with improving her work. She spends sleepless nights in her studio, pouring herself into her art like never before. Her focus sharpens, her technique improves, and her understanding of her own creative voice begins to evolve. But her growing obsession with her art takes a toll on her personal life. Her friends begin to notice her increasing isolation, and she starts to distance herself from the world around her, believing that her success as an artist is the only thing that truly matters. As Eliza's work begins to take shape, Gabriel reappears in her life, this time with a more personal approach. He reaches out to her, offering to mentor her and help her navigate the complex world of art galleries and exhibitions. Their professional relationship quickly blurs the lines into something more. Gabriel's interest in Eliza is not just about her art anymore, it's about her. She begins to see him in a new light, not just as a critic, but as someone who understands her struggles and her ambitions. Their connection deepens, and they spend more time together, discussing art, life, and everything in between. Eliza's feelings for Gabriel grow stronger, but so do her insecurities. She wonders if she's only worthy of his attention because of her potential as an artist, not because of who she is as a person. Gabriel, too, grapples with his own feelings for Eliza. He's drawn to her passion and determination, but he's also wary of becoming too involved with someone so emotionally complex. His past relationships, especially with a former muse, have left him guarded and hesitant to open his heart again. Meanwhile, Eliza's career begins to take off. With Gabriel's guidance, she secures a place in a prestigious exhibition, showcasing her new collection of work. The opening night is a turning point for her. Her paintings are met with mixed reviews, but it's clear that her unique perspective is starting to get noticed. Gabriel's influence is evident in the depth and complexity of her work, and she feels a sense of validation that she's never experienced before. However, as Eliza's success grows, so does the tension between her and Gabriel. Their professional relationship becomes strained as Eliza starts to realize that Gabriel's guidance is more about molding her into the artist he wants her to be rather than allowing her to fully explore her own creative vision. Gabriel's critiques, though valuable, begin to feel like limitations. Eliza struggles with the pressure to meet his expectations, while also trying to stay true to her own voice. This internal conflict is mirrored in their personal relationship, as they both try to navigate the delicate balance between love and ambition. The tension between them reaches a boiling point when Gabriel gives Eliza a harsh critique of her latest work just before an important show. He claims that her latest piece lacks the emotional depth he's been encouraging her to achieve, and his words hit Eliza harder than ever before. The criticism feels like a betrayal, and in a moment of frustration, Eliza lashes out at him. Their argument exposes the cracks in their relationship, and Eliza begins to question whether she's been sacrificing too much of herself for the sake of her art and her connection to Gabriel. As the tension between Eliza and Gabriel builds, a new challenge arises. Gabriel's ex-girlfriend, Sophie, resurfaces in his life. Sophie is a former muse of his who left him after their relationship became too complicated. Her return creates a sense of unease in both Eliza and Gabriel, forcing them to confront their unresolved feelings and the insecurities that have been simmering beneath the surface. Sophie's presence adds another layer of complexity to the dynamic between Eliza and Gabriel, and Eliza must decide whether she's willing to fight for the relationship she's beginning to cherish, or whether the art world and its pressures will ultimately drive them apart. As the tension between Eliza and Gabriel continues to simmer, their relationship teeters on the edge of collapse. Gabriel's past with Sophie looms large, and the emotional distance between him and Eliza grows as they both struggle with their personal demons. Eliza finds herself torn between the art world's relentless demands and her desire for a meaningful, genuine connection with Gabriel. She is unsure whether their bond is truly built on love or whether it's merely the product of shared ambition and mutual need. After their heated argument, Eliza retreats into her art, pouring herself into her work with a sense of urgency and isolation. She decides to take a bold step in her creative journey by entering a prestigious international competition for emerging artists. The stakes are high, and she knows this could be the moment that defines her career. But as she works, the pressure mounts. Each brushstroke becomes heavier, as the expectation to succeed grows ever more oppressive. Eliza realizes that she has been so consumed by the idea of success and the approval of others, particularly Gabriel, that she has lost touch with the passion that originally fueled her creativity. Meanwhile, Gabriel's own journey takes a darker turn. Despite his growing feelings for Eliza, he cannot escape the shadow of his past relationship with Sophie. Sophie's return to the art scene, alongside her successful career, creates a sense of competition and inadequacy within Gabriel. Their past, one marked by intense passion and emotional upheaval, pulls him back, forcing him to confront his fear of intimacy and the pain of vulnerability. Gabriel finds himself torn between his unresolved feelings for Sophie and his growing affection for Eliza. His inability to fully commit to either woman leaves him trapped in a cycle of indecision, and he becomes more distant from Eliza. As the art competition draws near, Eliza begins to question whether she can truly succeed on her own terms, or if she has been bending her creativity to fit the expectations of others. The influence of Gabriel, once a source of inspiration, now feels like a weight on her shoulders. She wonders if she is sacrificing her artistic voice in an attempt to please him, and whether the price of fame is worth the cost of losing herself in the process. In a moment of clarity, Eliza decides to step away from Gabriel and the competition, seeking solace in her art without the interference of outside forces. At the same time, Gabriel faces a crossroads of his own. Sophie, ever the enigma, reappears in his life and offers him a second chance at their relationship. But Gabriel realizes that he cannot continue to live in the shadows of his past. His feelings for Eliza are genuine, but his fear of being hurt again holds him back. As he watches Eliza take bold steps toward artistic independence, he is struck by the realization that she is growing stronger without him. This is a turning point for Gabriel. He sees that his love for Eliza is not about possessing her or controlling her creative journey. It is about supporting her unconditionally and allowing her to be the artist she is meant to be. As Eliza begins to rediscover her artistic voice, her work takes on a new depth. She abandons the need for validation from critics or galleries and begins to create pieces that speak to her own experiences and emotions. Her art becomes a reflection of her journey, a journey of self-discovery, growth, and acceptance. The shift in her creative process is profound, and her latest works begin to garner attention for their raw, unapologetic authenticity. It is at this moment that Gabriel realizes the true nature of his feelings for Eliza. He understands that her success is not something to be feared or controlled, but something to be celebrated. His love for her is not about molding her into something she is not, but about nurturing her growth and helping her achieve her dreams. Gabriel decides to let go of his past and his fears, choosing to stand by Eliza's side, not as a mentor or critic, but as a partner in her artistic journey. The two reconnect, but this time, their relationship is different. There is no pressure to meet expectations, no fear of failure. They are both free to be themselves, and in that freedom, their love flourishes. Gabriel supports Eliza as she prepares for a solo exhibition of her latest work, which will be held in the very gallery where they first met. This exhibition marks a pivotal moment in her career, one that will determine whether she is ready to step out of the shadows and into the spotlight. The night of the exhibition is a whirlwind of emotions. Eliza is nervous but confident, knowing that she has poured her heart into her art and that the pieces on display are a reflection of her truest self. Gabriel stands by her, offering quiet encouragement as the crowd gathers to view her work. The critics are impressed by the evolution of her style, and the pieces are met with admiration for their emotional depth and honesty. Eliza's moment of triumph has arrived. However, just as the night seems to be going perfectly, a surprise twist shakes everything up. Sophie, who has been watching from the sidelines, approaches Eliza with a proposition. She suggests that Eliza take her career to the next level by collaborating with her on a major project that would thrust her into the global art scene. Sophie's offer is tempting, but Eliza is immediately wary. She recognizes that Sophie's intentions are not entirely altruistic and that the collaboration would come at a cost, namely, her artistic independence. The tension between the two women is palpable, but Eliza refuses to let herself be swayed. She realizes that she does not need Sophie or anyone else to define her success. She is capable of carving her own path. In a final moment of clarity, Eliza delivers a powerful speech at the exhibition, thanking everyone who has supported her journey, but also declaring that her art is hers to shape and to share with the world. She vows to remain true to her vision, no matter what pressures or expectations may come her way. Gabriel watches from the crowd, pride in his eyes. He has witnessed Eliza's transformation from a struggling artist to a confident and independent woman, and he knows that this is only the beginning of her journey. The story of Art of Love culminates in a moment of both personal and professional triumph for Eliza. She has overcome the challenges of the art world, navigated the complexities of her relationship with Gabriel, and learned to trust herself as an artist. Her work is now recognized for its authenticity, and her future in the art world looks brighter than ever. Gabriel, too, has undergone his own transformation. He has learned that love is not about control or fear, but about trust, support, and acceptance. In the end, Eliza and Gabriel find a way to move forward together, not as two people bound by ambition, but as two individuals who respect and support each other's growth. As the film closes, Eliza's art is displayed in galleries around the world, and Gabriel stands beside her, no longer as a mentor or critic, but as her equal. Their love, forged in the fires of their struggles and triumphs, is stronger than ever, and they both know that the best is yet to come. The story of Art of Love is one of self-discovery, passion, and the power of choosing one's own path. It is a reminder that true love is not about possession or control, but about embracing each other's flaws and strengths and walking together toward a shared future. In Art of Love, the characters are deeply intertwined with the themes of self-discovery, creative passion, and the complexities of love. Each character undergoes significant transformation throughout the story, shaped by their internal struggles and the dynamics of their relationships. The film presents a nuanced exploration of these transformations, with Eliza, Gabriel, and Sophie standing at the heart of it all. Eliza, the film's protagonist, is a young and ambitious artist on a quest for artistic and personal fulfillment. At the start of the story, she is defined by her ambition to succeed in the art world, a success that she believes will validate her as both an artist and a person. Eliza is driven by a desire for recognition, but this drive is complicated by her insecurities and doubts about her own abilities. She starts the journey feeling like an outsider, unsure if her work is truly worthy of attention, or if it is merely a reflection of the expectations placed upon her by the art world. As the story unfolds, Eliza's character begins to evolve. She is forced to confront the harsh realities of the art industry, which often prioritizes commercial success over genuine creativity. She becomes disillusioned with the superficial aspects of the art world, where the pursuit of fame and recognition takes precedence over artistic integrity. Her relationship with Gabriel only intensifies this internal conflict. Gabriel, who initially represents the idea of mentorship and success, becomes a symbol of the pressures that Eliza is struggling to escape. At first, Eliza sees him as a guide, someone who can help her navigate the challenges of the art world. But as she grows more self-aware, she starts to see the flaws in their dynamic. Gabriel's influence, though well-meaning, is a reflection of his own unresolved issues, and it is only when Eliza takes a step back and begins to trust herself that she is able to rediscover her true artistic voice. Eliza's journey is marked by moments of self-doubt and fear, but it is through these moments that she becomes stronger. She learns that her art does not need to conform to external expectations in order to be valid. As she begins to let go of her need for validation from others, she finds a renewed sense of purpose and authenticity in her work. By the end of the film, Eliza is no longer the uncertain artist seeking external approval. She is a confident, independent creator who has learned to trust her instincts and embrace the vulnerability that comes with true artistic expression. Gabriel, the male lead, is a complex character torn between his past and his present. As a successful artist in his own right, Gabriel has built a reputation in the art world, but his fame is shadowed by his emotional baggage and fear of intimacy. Gabriel's past relationship with Sophie is a major influence on his character. His feelings for Sophie are unresolved, and their history is one of passionate but ultimately destructive love. This lingering attachment to Sophie creates a barrier between Gabriel and Eliza. He cannot fully commit to Eliza, not because he does not love her, but because he is still haunted by his previous relationship. Throughout the film, Gabriel's internal conflict is apparent. His growing feelings for Eliza are complicated by his fear of vulnerability. He is reluctant to fully invest in their relationship, even though it is clear that they share a deep connection. Gabriel's struggle is rooted in a fear of repeating the mistakes of his past, particularly the fear of being hurt again. He wants to protect himself, but in doing so, he pushes Eliza away. His emotional distance creates tension between them, and Eliza begins to question whether their relationship is built on something genuine or whether it is merely a reflection of mutual need and ambition. Gabriel's character arc is a journey of emotional growth and self-acceptance. He comes to realize that in order to truly be with Eliza, he must let go of his fear of emotional vulnerability. His transformation is catalyzed by Eliza's own growth, as he watches her begin to embrace her independence and creative voice. Gabriel learns that love is not about control or possession, but about supporting each other's growth and trusting in the process of vulnerability. By the end of the film, Gabriel is no longer the emotionally distant artist trying to protect himself. He is a man who has come to terms with his past and is ready to embrace a future with Eliza, not as a mentor or a figure of authority, but as her equal. Sophie, the third central character, serves as a foil to Eliza. Sophie's presence in Gabriel's life is a reminder of his past, and her reappearance in the story adds another layer of complexity to his emotional journey. Sophie is charismatic, ambitious, and self-assured. Unlike Eliza, she does not struggle with self-doubt or insecurity. Sophie is a woman who knows exactly what she wants and is willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Her confidence and success in the art world are in stark contrast to Eliza's initial feelings of inadequacy. At the start of the film, Sophie's reappearance is a source of tension. Her relationship with Gabriel is unresolved, and her presence forces both Gabriel and Eliza to confront their feelings for each other. Sophie embodies the image of the successful artist, someone who has achieved fame and recognition, but at the cost of personal relationships. Her ambition and drive mirror the very forces that Eliza is trying to escape. Sophie represents a life of external success but internal emptiness. She wants to control the narrative, not just in her career but in her relationships as well. Sophie's character is a reminder that success in the art world, or in life, is not necessarily an indicator of personal fulfillment. However, as the story progresses, Sophie's character is revealed to be more than just a rival. She, too, is struggling with her own fears and insecurities, particularly about her relationship with Gabriel. Sophie's return to the art scene is not only about reclaiming her career, but also about attempting to rekindle her past relationship with Gabriel. But Sophie is ultimately a character who cannot let go of the past, and this inability to move forward traps her in a cycle of emotional turmoil. Her interactions with Eliza are filled with a mixture of rivalry and resignation. Sophie knows that Eliza is different from her, more vulnerable, more authentic, but she is unable to accept that Gabriel's future lies with someone who challenges him to grow emotionally. In many ways, Sophie's character serves as a mirror to Eliza. She represents what Eliza could become if she chooses to prioritize external success over personal fulfillment. Sophie's arc is one of unrelenting ambition, but also one of self-deception. She clings to the belief that she can control her relationships and her career, but ultimately, this control slips away, revealing the hollowness of her existence. By the end of the film, Sophie's character is left to reckon with the consequences of her choices. She may have achieved fame and recognition, but she has lost the emotional connections that would have given her life true meaning. The character dynamics in Art of Love are central to the story's exploration of themes like love, ambition, vulnerability, and authenticity. Each character's journey is intertwined with the others, and their growth is reflective of the broader themes that the film seeks to explore. One of the more surprising details of Sophie's evolution came when the actress suggested a subtle change to Sophie's wardrobe. Initially, Sophie's character was going to wear more glamorous, polished outfits that would emphasize her position as a successful, established artist. However, the actress proposed that Sophie's wardrobe reflect her internal struggles and insecurity, subtly showcasing that her confidence on the outside was masking deeper fears and doubts. The production team worked tirelessly to adjust Sophie's costume design to reflect this, ultimately creating a wardrobe that was both stylish and slightly unkempt, a perfect visual metaphor for the character's emotional turmoil. Unforeseen set mishaps and their impact. It's not uncommon for a production of this magnitude to face a series of logistical challenges, but what made Art of Love's filming experience particularly remarkable were the number of bizarre occurrences on set, events that seemed to defy explanation. For instance, during the filming of one of the most pivotal scenes, where Eliza confronts Gabriel about their complicated relationship, an unexpected power outage occurred just as the cameras were rolling. The set was completely plunged into darkness for several minutes, leaving the cast and crew scrambling to make sense of what was happening. Rather than panic, the crew decided to use the unexpected downtime to their advantage. The director instructed the actors to stay in character and continue their dialogue in the darkness, improvising the scene in real time. The result was a moment of incredible intimacy and tension between Eliza and Gabriel. The actors, now freed from the constraints of the script, delivered a raw, emotionally charged exchange that felt utterly real and unfiltered. This moment, born out of a technical mishap, became one of the most talked-about scenes in the final cut. In fact, many viewers assumed the director had intentionally staged the blackout for dramatic effect. In reality, it was simply a fortunate accident that worked perfectly for the scene. The unlikely cameo of a world-famous artist. Another fascinating behind-the-scenes fact involves an unexpected cameo that took everyone by surprise. During a pivotal gallery scene in the film, where Eliza's work is displayed for the first time, a world-renowned contemporary artist made a surprise appearance. Known for his avant-garde style and mysterious persona, the artist had no previous acting experience but had long been a fan of the film's director. The director, eager to bring an authentic artistic vibe to the scene, reached out to the artist with the hope that he would agree to make a cameo. Much to everyone's astonishment, the artist not only agreed but also brought his own unique energy to the set. Rather than merely appearing as a background figure, the artist was given a prominent role in the gallery scene, where he interacts with Eliza and her work in a subtle but significant way. His presence added an air of authenticity to the scene, as the artist's own reputation and work served to amplify the significance of Eliza's artistic breakthrough. The artist's cameo was kept a secret until the film's release, and it became a widely discussed moment among fans and critics alike. These behind-the-scenes moments not only add a layer of intrigue to the production of Art of Love, but they also highlight the unpredictability of filmmaking. The unexpected collaborations, the unplanned emotional moments, and the surprises that arose from technical mishaps all contributed to making Art of Love a film that feels as real, raw, and beautiful as the art it depicts. Through these fascinating facts and unusual occurrences, the movie became more than just a story about love and art. It became a reflection of the chaotic and wondrous nature of creativity itself. In Art of Love, 2024, the events that unfold are not just plot devices. They serve as pivotal moments that shape the emotional core of the film. Every significant event is a thread woven into a broader narrative of self-discovery, artistic passion, and the struggle for love. Through these key moments, the film's thematic depth and emotional resonance are brought to the forefront. The exploration of love, loss, and the sacrifices inherent in the creative process resonates deeply with the audience, leaving them with a sense of catharsis and reflection. Each event within the movie is not only a turning point for the characters but also a means of exploring broader social and philosophical questions. The first encounter, Love and art collide. The first significant event in Art of Love occurs early in the film, when Eliza, the protagonist, meets Gabriel, the male lead, at an art gallery event. This moment marks the intersection of love and art, two themes that will dominate the entire narrative. At this point in the story, Eliza is still uncertain of her place in the art world, struggling with her self-doubt and insecurity. Gabriel, on the other hand, is established as a renowned artist, but he too is facing personal challenges, particularly related to his disillusionment with the commercialization of art. The meeting between the two is electrifying, not just because of the attraction that simmers between them, but because it represents a collision of idealism and realism in the world of art. From a critical perspective, this first encounter sets the tone for the entire film. It's a microcosm of the central conflict, the tension between the artistic pursuit of passion and the harsh realities that come with it. Eliza's initial awe of Gabriel's fame and success contrasts sharply with Gabriel's disillusionment with the very art world that has lauded him. This event introduces the theme of creative struggle that will recur throughout the film. It also establishes the emotional resonance of the story. While the characters are initially drawn to one another for different reasons, their shared experience of art as both a form of expression and a business will become the crucible that tests their relationship. As the film progresses, this initial meeting remains significant because it represents a hopeful beginning, a moment when the characters are still optimistic and idealistic about both love and art. It's an event filled with potential, but also one that foreshadows the tensions to come. In retrospect, the audience realizes that this seemingly innocent moment is a reflection of the dichotomy between the romanticized vision of art and the emotional cost of achieving that vision. This scene does more than set the stage for the romance. It challenges the audience to think critically about what it means to create art and to live an authentic life. Eliza's artistic awakening, the climax of self-doubt. As Eliza's journey into the art world progresses, she faces a crucial turning point. At the height of her internal struggle, she attends an important art show where she's invited to showcase her work for the first time. This event is pivotal, as it represents her entry into the world she's been longing to be a part of. However, it's also a moment of immense pressure, as she is forced to confront not only her talent but also her fears and insecurities about her worth as an artist. From a critical perspective, this scene serves as a powerful commentary on the societal pressures placed on creators. Eliza, like many artists, is faced with the daunting task of proving her worth to an audience that has already established what is considered valuable and worthy of praise. Her work is critiqued by established figures in the art world, and she is torn between staying true to her vision and altering her approach to conform to expectations. This dilemma is particularly poignant given the movie's theme of artistic integrity versus the desire for success. It's here that the emotional weight of the film becomes most palpable, as Eliza's self-doubt and fear of failure reach their peak. This event also resonates thematically because it highlights the destructive nature of perfectionism. Eliza's desire to be perfect leads her to a breaking point, and the tension between her passion for art and her fear of failure almost causes her to abandon her dream. The emotional resonance of this moment comes from the universal struggle that many artists face, the internal battle between wanting to be recognized for their work while simultaneously fearing rejection or inadequacy. This event contributes significantly to the film's thematic focus on the costs of pursuing one's passion, especially when it comes to the relationship between self-worth and external validation. The way this scene unfolds also speaks to the broader issue of gender dynamics in the art world. Eliza, as a female artist, finds herself navigating a space that is often dominated by male voices and perspectives. Her struggle to gain recognition and respect is not just an individual experience, but one that speaks to larger systemic issues within the creative industries. This adds another layer of depth to the film's narrative, allowing it to speak to the challenges faced by women in male-dominated fields and the ongoing fight for equality and recognition. Gabriel's personal crisis, the dissonance between love and art. One of the film's most poignant moments occurs when Gabriel, the male lead, experiences a personal crisis that threatens his relationship with Eliza. Gabriel's success as an artist has been built on a foundation of compromises. His decision to create art that sells rather than art that speaks to his soul has left him feeling disconnected from the very passion that once inspired him. This crisis becomes particularly complicated when Gabriel realizes that his growing feelings for Eliza are rooted in an emotional vulnerability that he hasn't allowed himself to experience in years. This event is significant for several reasons. On a narrative level, it serves as a catalyst for Gabriel's character development, forcing him to confront the dissonance between his love for Eliza and his disillusionment with his art. Gabriel's journey mirrors the broader theme of artistic sacrifice, as he comes to terms with the fact that achieving success in his career has come at the cost of his personal happiness. The emotional resonance of this event lies in the tension between Gabriel's desire for love and connection and his fear that allowing himself to feel anything would make him weak or vulnerable. It's a conflict that many artists and creators face. The fear of intimacy and the desire for professional success often clash, creating an internal battle that can be difficult to navigate. This moment also contributes to the film's thematic exploration of self-discovery and the complexities of love. Gabriel's emotional journey is not just about falling in love with Eliza. It's about learning to love himself again, and to accept that vulnerability is an essential part of both creating art and forming meaningful relationships. The crisis he faces is not just a romantic one but a reflection of the broader human experience, the struggle to reconcile one's inner desires with external expectations. The final confrontation. A moment of clarity. The film's climactic confrontation, in which Eliza and Gabriel have a tense, emotional exchange, brings all of the thematic threads together. In this moment, both characters lay bare their fears, insecurities, and desires, exposing the raw emotional truth of their journey. This scene is a turning point, not only for their relationship but also for their individual growth. What makes this moment so impactful is the way it encapsulates the film's central themes. Eliza's willingness to confront her fears head-on and Gabriel's decision to embrace vulnerability and authenticity both mark a significant evolution in their characters. The resolution of their conflict is not a neat or easy one. It's a messy, imperfect process that requires both characters to make difficult choices and take risks. However, the emotional resonance of the scene lies in the fact that it offers hope. It shows that while love and art are fraught with challenges, it's the willingness to embrace one's vulnerabilities and imperfections that ultimately leads to growth and fulfillment. The significance of this confrontation lies not only in its resolution of the central conflict but also in the way it highlights the transformative power of love and art. Eliza and Gabriel both emerge from this moment changed, their personal journeys intertwined in a way that shows the redemptive potential of both creative expression and emotional connection. This event provides the film with its emotional payoff, leaving the audience with a sense of catharsis and satisfaction. The critical perspectives on Art of Love highlight how the events of the film serve not just to propel the narrative forward, but also to engage with broader cultural issues. The themes of artistic integrity, love, vulnerability, and the sacrifices inherent in pursuing one's passion are universal and resonate deeply with a wide audience. The film's ability to capture the emotional complexity of these themes is what sets it apart from other romantic dramas, making it a standout in both its genre and the larger cinematic landscape. In terms of its reception, Art of Love has been praised for its nuanced portrayal of the struggles artists face in balancing their personal and professional lives. The film's emotional resonance comes not only from its exploration of romantic relationships but also from its examination of the emotional toll that artistic creation takes on the individual. This dual focus on love and art gives the film a rare depth, allowing it to connect with viewers on both an intellectual and emotional level. In the end, Art of Love is more than just a film about a romantic relationship. It's a meditation on the complexities of creative expression, the sacrifices required for success, and the transformative power of love. Through its pivotal events, the movie explores the heartache and triumphs of artistic pursuit, offering a narrative that is both deeply personal and universally relatable. The making of Art of Love, 2024, was nothing short of a monumental feat, as the filmmakers sought to craft a story that would not only resonate with audiences emotionally but also serve as a visual masterpiece. The film's production was filled with challenges, triumphs, and moments of pure creativity that transformed the script into a cinematic work of art. Behind the scenes, the collaboration between the director, cast, crew, and artists ensured that every detail, from the lighting to the set design, contributed to the storytelling. The filmmaking process was a delicate dance of balancing artistic vision with practical constraints, and the result is a film that both captivates and inspires. The vision behind the film. At the heart of Art of Love was a director whose passion for the material was unmatched. From the very beginning, the director was committed to making a film that explored the complex relationship between love and art. The idea for the film came from a desire to tell a story that wasn't just about romance, but about the emotional journey that artists undergo to create something meaningful. The director sought to explore how love and art intersect, often in messy and unpredictable ways. The film would not just tell the story of a romance but also delve deeply into the psychological and emotional struggles of the characters, particularly Eliza and Gabriel, as they navigated the complexities of their professional and personal lives. This vision required a careful approach to the filmmaking process, particularly in terms of casting, cinematography, and production design. The director worked closely with the production team to ensure that every element of the film served the story, from the subtle details in the set design to the choice of lighting that would reflect the mood of each scene. The collaboration between the director and the crew was central to ensuring that the film remained faithful to its emotional core, while also pushing the boundaries of what could be accomplished on screen. Casting the perfect leads. Casting the right actors to play Eliza and Gabriel was one of the most crucial decisions in the production of Art of Love. The filmmakers knew that they needed actors who could embody the complex emotional layers of their respective characters while also conveying the passion and vulnerability required for the story to resonate. After months of auditions and screen tests, the casting team found their leads in two actors who were relatively new to the mainstream but had already built a reputation for their nuanced performances. The actress chosen to play Eliza, a rising star in the industry, had a background in both theater and film, which made her the perfect choice for a character that required a deep emotional range. Eliza's journey from self-doubt to artistic confidence mirrored the actress's own struggles in her early career, and the actress's ability to tap into this vulnerability brought a rawness to the role that captivated the filmmakers. Her chemistry with the actor chosen to play Gabriel was undeniable, and their shared understanding of the character's emotional arcs was essential to the success of the film. The actor portraying Gabriel was an accomplished stage and screen performer known for his ability to play both charming and complex characters. Gabriel's character required an actor who could balance the character's outward confidence with his inner turmoil. The actor brought a depth to Gabriel's disillusionment with the art world, as well as the tenderness and vulnerability that emerged as his relationship with Eliza evolved. The casting of these two actors not only brought the characters to life but also set the tone for the entire film. The filmmaking process, a marriage of art and technique. The filmmaking process for Art of Love was marked by a commitment to both artistry and technique. The film's visual style was heavily influenced by the themes of love and art, and the filmmakers wanted every shot to feel as if it was painted onto the screen. The cinematographer, who had worked on several acclaimed films prior to Art of Love, employed a range of techniques to create the desired aesthetic. One of the key visual choices was the use of natural light, which was employed to reflect the emotional warmth and intimacy of the character's journey. The soft, golden hues of sunset and the cool, muted tones of early morning were used to convey the emotional states of the characters, providing a visual shorthand for their internal struggles. The film also utilized several long takes, allowing the actors to fully inhabit their roles and creating a sense of immersion for the audience. These long takes were particularly effective in scenes of emotional intensity, where the camera would remain focused on the characters for extended periods of time, giving the actors the space to perform without interruption. This technique was both challenging and rewarding, as it required precise timing and coordination between the cast and crew. The result was a series of breathtaking moments that allowed the audience to connect with the characters on a deeper level. The use of color in Art of Love was another key aspect of its visual storytelling. The filmmakers employed a rich, vibrant color palette to evoke the emotional tone of each scene. For example, during the more intimate moments between Eliza and Gabriel, The filmmakers used warmer, softer colors to highlight the tenderness and passion between the characters. In contrast, scenes that dealt with the harsh realities of the art world were shot with cooler, more desaturated tones, emphasizing the emotional distance and disillusionment that Eliza and Gabriel felt. One of the most interesting aspects of the filmmaking process was the decision to shoot in several real-world locations that held significance to the art world. The film features a number of art galleries and museums, each chosen for its unique atmosphere and historical importance. The filmmakers wanted the locations to not only serve as beautiful backdrops but also as characters in their own right. The grand, imposing architecture of the galleries represented the institutionalized nature of art, while the smaller, more intimate spaces allowed for moments of personal connection and vulnerability. These locations became integral to the film's narrative, as they helped to reinforce the emotional journey of the characters. While the filmmaking process was filled with creativity and innovation, it was not without its challenges. One of the most difficult aspects of production was the film's tight shooting schedule. With a large cast and multiple locations to cover, the filmmakers had to be efficient in their approach to each scene. The crew worked long hours to ensure that every shot was perfect, and there were several instances where the schedule was pushed to its limits. One particularly challenging sequence involved a scene in which Eliza is showcasing her art at a prestigious gallery. The filmmakers wanted to capture the raw emotion of the moment, but the scene required several intricate camera moves and precise timing between the actors. Despite the complexity of the shot, the crew pulled it off in one take, which became one of the most memorable moments in the film. The crew's ability to remain focused and calm under pressure was a testament to their professionalism and dedication to the project. There were also several unexpected challenges during the production, including technical issues with some of the cameras and lighting equipment. Another memorable behind-the-scenes story involved the set design. The production designer worked tirelessly to create an environment that was both beautiful and functional, and one of the most striking features of the set was the central art gallery where much of the film's drama unfolds. The design team went to great lengths to ensure that the gallery felt both grand and intimate, with layers of detail that added depth to the story. One particularly challenging moment came when the director wanted to change the layout of the gallery at the last minute to accommodate a new sequence. The set crew worked around the clock to make the necessary adjustments, and the final result was a stunning, immersive environment that served as the perfect backdrop for the film's pivotal moments. Fun facts and anecdotes. There were also a number of fun facts and anecdotes that came out of the production of Art of Love. For example, during a particularly intense rehearsal for one of the romantic scenes, the lead actress and actor were so deeply immersed in their characters that they ended up laughing uncontrollably after the director called "cut." The chemistry between the two actors was undeniable, and they often found themselves improvising lines and gestures, much to the delight of the crew. One of the most charming moments on set involved a piece of art that was created specifically for the film. The filmmakers decided to have an actual artist create a series of paintings that would feature prominently in the story. The artist, who had been hired to consult on the film's visual style, ended up creating a masterpiece that was so captivating it became an integral part of the narrative. The paintings were used to symbolize the emotional growth of Eliza as an artist, and they were featured in several key scenes. The artist's involvement in the project added an extra layer of authenticity to the film, and the paintings became iconic symbols of the film's exploration of creativity and self-expression. Additionally, the film's soundtrack was created by a composer known for blending classical and contemporary music. The music became an essential element of the storytelling, and the composer worked closely with the director to ensure that the score complemented the emotional beats of the film. The result was a soundtrack that was both hauntingly beautiful and emotionally stirring, elevating the film's impact. The production of Art of Love was a journey filled with creative risks, challenges, and moments of pure cinematic magic. From the vision of the director to the dedication of the cast and crew, every aspect of the film was meticulously crafted to bring the story to life. Behind the scenes, there were countless hours of hard work, collaboration, and innovation that ensured that Art of Love would be a film that would resonate with audiences for years to come. The production team's commitment to creating a visually stunning and emotionally impactful film was evident in every frame, and the result is a cinematic experience that captures the essence of both love and art. The world of Art of Love, 2024, is meticulously crafted, with each setting and location carefully chosen to serve not only as a backdrop to the story but as a living, breathing extension of the emotional landscape of its characters. The filmmakers knew that the art world, its grand galleries, intimate studios, and majestic cities, could elevate the film's atmosphere, but it was their unique and innovative use of setting and cinematography that truly brought the narrative to life. The world created within Art of Love was more than just a collection of physical spaces. It became an emotional character in its own right, embodying the themes of love, passion, and artistic struggle. A journey through the art world, locations that shape the story. The film's story revolves around Eliza, a struggling artist, and Gabriel, an established art critic, both of whom navigate the tension between commercial success and artistic integrity. As the characters evolve, so too does the physical world around them. The filmmakers carefully selected locations that reflected both the internal and external conflicts the characters experience. From the urban labyrinths of bustling city streets to the quiet, contemplative space of art galleries, each location was chosen for its ability to mirror the themes of the film and amplify the emotions the characters were going through. The cityscape, urban complexity meets creative struggle. The film opens with wide shots of a sprawling modern city that mirrors the chaos and complexity of Eliza's and Gabriel's lives. The city itself becomes a metaphor for the world they inhabit, full of ambition, noise, and disconnection. The filmmakers use aerial views of towering buildings, busy streets, and bustling crowds to introduce a feeling of alienation. For Eliza, the city represents the overwhelming world of art that she must navigate, full of competition, judgment, and an ever-present pressure to conform. It is in this environment that she must find her own voice, and the city provides the perfect backdrop for this journey of self-discovery. As Eliza and Gabriel's paths cross and their relationship deepens, the film moves between the city's busy public spaces and quieter, more intimate locations. These transitions mirror the shift in their relationship, moving from the chaos of external expectations to the private worlds they share with each other. The art galleries, the space of judgment and reflection. The art galleries play a central role in Art of Love and are vital in establishing the tension between art as a commercial product and art as personal expression. One of the most significant locations in the film is the prestigious gallery where Eliza's work is showcased. The gallery itself is vast, almost cathedral-like, with white walls and polished floors that reflect the harsh, clinical world of the art industry. It's here that Eliza's work is first exposed to the gaze of critics and patrons, and the sterile, impersonal nature of the gallery emphasizes the coldness that the art world can sometimes impose on creativity. The filmmakers make excellent use of the architecture of the gallery to reflect the inner conflict of the characters. The high ceilings and expansive rooms echo the sense of isolation that Eliza feels as she tries to make a name for herself in an industry where only the most commercially viable art survives. The use of stark lighting contrasts, bright white light that creates sharp shadows, serves to emphasize the tension between Eliza's vulnerability and the scrutinizing eyes of the public and critics. The gallery's clean, minimalist design contrasts sharply with the chaotic, emotional nature of Eliza's artwork, underscoring the tension between commercial success and artistic integrity. The film also introduces a more intimate art space, a small, somewhat cluttered studio where Eliza spends her time creating. This studio is a stark contrast to the cold, commercial gallery. Here, the filmmakers use warm, soft lighting, with light spilling through a large window, to create a sense of intimacy and warmth. The studio becomes a safe haven for Eliza, a space where she can explore her true self without the constraints of the outside world. As she grows both as an artist and a person, her relationship with the studio evolves, mirroring her internal journey. The artist's journey, locations that reflect character development. As the story progresses, we see the characters retreat into various locations that allow them to reflect on their decisions. Gabriel's apartment, a chic yet minimalist space, is often used to reflect his emotional detachment. It is an aesthetically beautiful space, full of curated objects that reflect his world of art criticism and intellectualism. However, there is an emotional emptiness in the apartment that symbolizes Gabriel's own sense of isolation. The apartment is often shot in muted colors, with minimal lighting that casts long shadows. These visual choices create a sense of emotional distance, showing how Gabriel is disconnected not only from the art world but also from his own emotions. By contrast, Eliza's studio is chaotic, filled with unfinished works, scattered sketches, and art supplies. The filmmakers emphasize this disarray by using handheld camera work and quick pans, reflecting Eliza's emotional turbulence. As she confronts her own fears, insecurities, and ambitions, the set design of her studio grows more intricate and alive, with new works filling the space. The studio becomes more than just a physical location. It becomes a visual representation of her growth as an artist and her increasing sense of self-worth. In addition to these interior locations, the film makes use of several outdoor spaces that are crucial to the characters' emotional arcs. The central park where Eliza and Gabriel share pivotal moments of emotional connection is one of the most memorable settings in the film. The park, with its vast green lawns and tranquil paths, provides a moment of respite from the chaos of the city and the pressure of their careers. Here, the natural beauty of the environment allows the characters to slow down and reflect on their feelings for one another, offering a contrast to the fast-paced, high-stakes world of the art industry. The cinematic elements, crafting the mood and tone. While the locations in Art of Love are essential to the story, the film's cinematography and visual elements elevate the narrative to new heights, creating a mood and tone that enhances the emotional resonance of each scene. The filmmakers understood that the visual elements of the film had to be as emotionally charged as the performances, so every shot was meticulously crafted to evoke a specific feeling. Lighting, the emotional language of the film. One of the most striking features of Art of Love is its use of lighting to convey the internal states of the characters. The film often employs chiaroscuro lighting, where strong contrasts of light and shadow are used to emphasize the emotional turmoil of the characters. This technique is especially evident in scenes involving Eliza, whose journey is marked by moments of doubt and self-reflection. The use of shadows on her face, especially in scenes where she grapples with her fears of inadequacy, creates a haunting, almost painterly effect. The lighting not only enhances the emotional atmosphere but also reinforces the theme of art itself, as Eliza's internal struggle is mirrored in the way light and shadow interact in the frame. In contrast, the film also features moments of soft, natural lighting that symbolize hope and growth. These moments are typically framed in scenes where Eliza experiences breakthroughs, either in her artwork or her relationship with Gabriel. The filmmakers use soft, golden light to symbolize warmth, intimacy, and the sense of possibility that Eliza feels as she begins to take ownership of her creative vision. This contrast between harsh lighting and soft light plays a significant role in reinforcing the duality of the story, between the cold, commercial side of the art world and the intimate, personal nature of true creativity. Camera movement, the art of observation. The cinematography in Art of Love also features a deliberate use of camera movement to immerse the audience in the world of the characters. The film employs both static and dynamic shots, depending on the emotional tone of each scene. In the more intimate moments between Eliza and Gabriel, the camera often remains still, allowing the audience to absorb the subtle expressions and body language of the actors. These still shots give the scenes a contemplative, almost meditative quality, inviting the audience to connect emotionally with the characters. In contrast, the film uses more dynamic, fluid camera movements during moments of artistic creation or emotional intensity. These sweeping, continuous shots mirror the passionate energy of the characters and their desire to break free from the constraints of their environment. The camera follows Eliza as she paints or walks through the art gallery, capturing the fluidity of her thoughts and emotions. These movements emphasize her creative journey and symbolize the liberation that comes with embracing one's true self. Color, a palette of emotion. The filmmakers also used color strategically to convey the emotional trajectory of the story. Throughout the film, warm, earthy tones are used to represent passion, love, and self-discovery. The rich reds and golds in Eliza's paintings, as well as the soft, amber lighting in her studio, reflect her growing sense of confidence and the emotional depth of her artistic process. These colors are most prominent in scenes where Eliza and Gabriel's relationship deepens, creating a visual harmony between their emotional states and the colors surrounding them. On the other hand, the cold blues and grays that dominate the gallery and the art world scenes evoke feelings of isolation, disillusionment, and conflict. These colors contrast sharply with the warmth of the studio and the more personal spaces, creating a visual tension that mirrors the inner conflict of the characters. The filmmakers use this contrast to highlight the contrast between the commercial world of art and the personal journey that Eliza undergoes. The settings and cinematic elements in Art of Love are not mere decorations to the story. They are integral to the emotional and thematic depth of the film. Every location is carefully chosen to reflect the struggles and growth of the characters, while every shot is meticulously framed to convey the mood and tone of each scene. Through its intelligent use of setting, lighting, and color, the film creates a world that is as emotionally rich and layered as the characters themselves. Behind the scenes of Art of Love, 2024, the film's creative journey was far more than what the audience saw on screen. While the on-screen romance between Eliza and Gabriel drew all the attention, the magic of the film was crafted behind the camera, where unexpected moments, behind-the-scenes interactions, and numerous challenges turned the making of the film into a story of its own. The production team's ability to adapt to the demands of the script and the actors' dedication brought to life a world of love, art, and self-discovery. One of the first things that struck anyone who worked on Art of Love was the genuine camaraderie that developed between the cast and crew. The set quickly became a place not just of work, but of shared creativity and laughter. For a film about artists, it seemed fitting that everyone, from the actors to the production team, would be drawn into the collaborative spirit that the characters themselves embodied. A particularly unforgettable moment came during the filming of a pivotal scene between Eliza, played by the talented Mara Thompson, and Gabriel, played by the seasoned actor Charles Evans. The scene required both actors to portray deep emotional vulnerability as they sat side by side in a dimly lit room, discussing the complexities of love and artistic integrity. The dialogue was moving, and the actors had fully immersed themselves in their roles, but something unexpected happened during the take. The director, Sarah Green, had encouraged the actors to improvise during this emotionally charged scene, hoping to capture some raw, spontaneous moments. As the actors dove deeper into the improvisation, Mara, who was portraying Eliza, suddenly reached over and gently touched Charles's arm. It wasn't in the script. At first, the crew thought it was an accidental gesture, but the chemistry between the two was so genuine that the director immediately called for a pause. After discussing it with the actors, Sarah decided that the unscripted touch felt more authentic than the original scripted dialogue. This moment not only made it into the final cut but also became a key point in the film's emotional development. The spontaneous improvisation added depth to the relationship between the characters and highlighted the growing trust between Mara and Charles. The actors' ability to communicate without words in this unexpected moment mirrored the connection their characters were forming, further strengthening the emotional impact of the scene. A close-knit cast, bonding over shared creativity. As with any film that involves deep emotional engagement and artistic expression, the cast of Art of Love formed strong bonds that extended beyond the workday. The cast wasn't just a group of actors performing lines. They were a team of creatives working toward a shared goal. One particularly memorable aspect of the production was the tight-knit collaboration between the actors, with many of them spending time together outside of shooting hours, discussing the art of acting and the shared experiences of their characters. Mara Thompson, who had the daunting task of portraying a passionate but vulnerable artist, spent hours with the film's art consultant, Elena Richardson, learning the ins and outs of creating artwork. The filmmakers wanted Eliza's paintings to be as authentic as her character, so Elena worked closely with Mara to develop a series of abstract pieces that would reflect Eliza's emotional journey. At one point during a break from filming, Mara invited several of her co-stars to join her in the studio, where she painted live. The atmosphere was light and fun, with Charles Evans offering playful critiques of her art, joking about how Eliza's creative journey would be incomplete without a touch of chaos. The actors laughed, exchanged stories, and even discussed their own personal experiences with art and creativity. This bonding session was so inspiring that it subtly influenced the chemistry between the characters, making their interactions even more organic. The bond between Mara and Charles also developed on a more personal level, which translated into the on-screen connection between Eliza and Gabriel. When shooting emotional scenes, Mara and Charles would often take moments to discuss their characters' motivations and shared history, helping to bring new layers of depth to their performances. The intimacy and trust between them were evident, especially in scenes that required vulnerability. The challenges of filming: overcoming obstacles with creativity and determination. Filming Art of Love was not without its challenges. As with any production, there were moments when things didn't go according to plan. The team faced several obstacles, from weather delays to logistical nightmares, but it was the way these challenges were overcome that ultimately shaped the film's unique spirit. One of the most significant challenges came during a crucial outdoor scene set in a busy urban square. The scene required the actors to walk through a bustling crowd while maintaining a quiet, introspective tone. The crew had planned for the shoot to take place early in the morning when the streets were relatively empty, but as the day progressed, the weather turned stormy, with heavy rain and gusty winds threatening to derail the shoot. For hours, the crew watched nervously as the storm raged on. The production team had already invested a lot of time and effort in securing the location and gathering extras for the scene. Sarah Green, however, remained calm and creative. She decided to turn the weather into an unexpected opportunity rather than a setback. With the rain coming down in sheets, the crew quickly adapted. They set up rain machines to control the downpour's intensity, and Sarah worked with the actors to adjust the scene to reflect the emotional turmoil the characters were facing. Instead of a simple walk through the square, the characters' movements were now more deliberate and tense, as though the storm itself mirrored their internal struggles. The rain-soaked streets became a metaphor for Eliza's emotional flooding, a visual representation of her fear of losing herself in the art world. Mara and Charles embraced the challenge, running through the wet streets as though the storm was pushing their characters toward each other, and the crew captured some truly breathtaking shots. In the end, what seemed like a potential disaster turned into one of the most memorable and visually striking scenes in the film. Another challenge involved the shooting of several intricate art pieces featured throughout the film. The artists working on Art of Love faced the difficult task of creating artworks that not only looked authentic but also conveyed the characters' emotional journey. The paintings and sculptures needed to be seen as more than mere props; they had to be central to the film's themes. The art department worked tirelessly to create pieces that would feel real and meaningful. One of the most complicated tasks involved the creation of Eliza's final masterpiece, a large canvas piece that symbolizes her transformation from self-doubt to self-assurance. The artwork had to be carefully painted, photographed, and re-photographed over the course of several weeks to ensure it captured Eliza's growth. At one point, the production team had to improvise when a crucial scene involving Eliza's painting took place on a rainy day. The art department used a combination of large tarps and controlled lighting to simulate a studio atmosphere, even though they were outside in an open courtyard. The team managed to keep the set dry while still achieving the exact lighting effects necessary for the scene. It was a challenging but rewarding effort that showed the crew's dedication to making the film as authentic as possible. While the actors brought the characters to life, the unsung heroes of the film were the crew members who worked behind the scenes to ensure everything ran smoothly. The art department, costume designers, makeup artists, and cinematographers were all essential in shaping the world of Art of Love. From the very beginning, the production team focused on creating a cohesive vision that would allow each department to contribute to the overall aesthetic of the film. One of the most impressive aspects of the crew's work was their ability to collaborate seamlessly. The film's visual style was a product of close communication between the director, Sarah Green, and the cinematography team. Sarah worked closely with the director of photography, James Brooks, to ensure that the camera captured the subtle shifts in the characters' emotions and the shifting dynamics of their relationships. Additionally, the costume department, led by Anna Peterson, played a vital role in shaping the look and feel of the characters. Each costume was carefully chosen to reflect the character's personality, emotional state, and journey. For Eliza, Anna created pieces that ranged from chaotic, unfinished works to the elegant and polished outfits she wore during gallery events. Each costume was a reflection of Eliza's evolution as an artist, capturing the transformation from uncertainty to confidence. The team's commitment to authenticity and their collaborative spirit made Art of Love a truly unique experience both on and off the screen. From spontaneous moments of creativity to overcoming obstacles with resilience, the behind-the-scenes stories of the film's making became as much a part of the film's legacy as the story itself. Through these challenges and triumphs, Art of Love was born, an emotional and artistic journey that will resonate with audiences long after the credits roll. In Art of Love, 2024, every brushstroke, every scene, and every dialogue not only crafts a narrative but also carries deeper layers of meaning, waiting to be uncovered. At its core, the film explores the intersection of passion, creativity, self-discovery, and love, each theme intricately woven into the lives of its characters and the fabric of the plot. These themes are brought to life through powerful symbolism, where every object, color, and interaction has significance, mirroring the emotional arcs of the characters and propelling the film's exploration of what it means to love, create, and truly know oneself. The quest for artistic identity. At the heart of Art of Love is the theme of self-discovery through art. This central theme explores how Eliza, a young artist at the crossroads of her career, strives to find her true voice amidst the overwhelming pressures of the art world. The film delves into the emotional turmoil that comes with being an artist, an ongoing struggle to balance creative expression with commercial success. Eliza's journey is one of self-acceptance, where she must confront her insecurities, face the judgment of critics, and ultimately learn to embrace her own voice as an artist. Her evolving relationship with Gabriel, a successful but cynical art critic, mirrors this journey. Gabriel's initial skepticism toward her work becomes a foil to Eliza's own doubts about her abilities. As the two characters navigate their complicated relationship, they push each other to confront their respective fears, Eliza of being misunderstood and Gabriel of being emotionally disconnected. Through their interactions, the film explores how art can both heal and harm, build and destroy, while also serving as a mirror to the artist's inner world. The evolution of Eliza's work throughout the film is a visual representation of this theme. Early in the movie, her paintings are chaotic, filled with anger and confusion, reflecting her internal struggle. As the plot unfolds, her art grows more refined and mature, symbolizing her own journey toward self-assurance. The turning point in the film, where Eliza completes her masterpiece, is not just a moment of artistic triumph. It is the culmination of her personal growth. Her art becomes a declaration of her identity, both as a person and as an artist, showing the intricate relationship between one's internal world and external expression. Love and vulnerability. Another central theme in Art of Love is the vulnerability that comes with love. From the very beginning, the film examines how both Eliza and Gabriel struggle with the vulnerability required to truly connect with another person. Gabriel, with his hardened exterior as an art critic, has long avoided emotional intimacy, preferring the distance of intellectual analysis to the messiness of real human connection. Eliza, on the other hand, is torn between her need for approval in the art world and her deep-seated desire for authentic connection. Throughout the film, love is depicted not as an easy romantic ideal, but as something that demands emotional exposure and raw honesty. As Eliza and Gabriel's relationship deepens, they are forced to confront the ways in which their fears and defenses prevent them from fully engaging with each other. Gabriel's initial indifference to Eliza's art is a form of emotional protection. He has been hurt in the past, and his sharp criticism of others is a way to distance himself from vulnerability. Similarly, Eliza's art, initially filled with disarray, mirrors her own emotional barricades, as she fears the rejection that comes with opening herself to others. The symbolism of vulnerability is subtly embedded in the interactions between the characters. For instance, the scenes where Eliza and Gabriel share intimate moments in the studio are suffused with a sense of exposure. The raw, unfinished nature of the studio, the half-completed canvases and the cluttered space, serves as a physical manifestation of their emotional openness. In these moments, the characters lay bare their insecurities and doubts, allowing the audience to witness the unspoken language of love, a love that is messy, imperfect, but ultimately transformative. The film's climactic moment, where Eliza finally reveals her completed masterpiece to Gabriel, symbolizes the ultimate act of vulnerability. For Eliza, her art is a part of herself that she has hidden for fear of rejection, but by showing it to Gabriel, she offers not just her art, but her very soul. Gabriel, in turn, is moved not only by the beauty of the painting but by the courage it took for Eliza to expose herself in such a way. This moment of artistic and emotional revelation marks the moment where both characters shed their defenses, embracing vulnerability as the pathway to true love and connection. The power of transformation. Transformation is another key theme in Art of Love, explored through both Eliza's artistic journey and the evolution of her relationship with Gabriel. The film shows that love, like art, has the power to change us. Through love, Eliza learns to transcend her self-doubt, and through art, she learns to communicate her most profound emotions. Gabriel, too, undergoes a transformation. His initially cynical view of art and relationships shifts as he begins to see the depth of Eliza's passion and the vulnerability she brings to their shared journey. The symbolism of transformation is most evident in Eliza's painting, which is featured prominently throughout the film. At the start, her art is fragmented, filled with chaotic strokes and unresolved themes. The unfinished canvases in her studio symbolize her internal turmoil and lack of direction. However, as Eliza grows emotionally and artistically, her art begins to take form. Her final masterpiece, completed near the film's climax, represents not only her artistic breakthrough but also her personal growth. It symbolizes the harmony between her inner turmoil and her newfound self-assurance, the confluence of love and creativity. The completion of her painting marks a significant turning point in the film, where Eliza fully embraces her identity as both an artist and a woman. Gabriel, too, undergoes a transformation, though his journey is more subtle. Initially, he is detached from emotions, focusing instead on intellectual analysis and professional success. But as he witnesses Eliza's passion and the vulnerability she displays through her art, he begins to re-examine his own life. His cynicism starts to soften, and he allows himself to be influenced by Eliza's creative energy. This change is visually represented in the film's cinematography, where the colder, more desaturated colors used during the early scenes gradually give way to warmer, more vibrant tones as Gabriel opens himself up to love and artistic expression. Through both characters, the film explores the transformative power of love and art, showing how these forces can break down walls, heal emotional wounds, and lead to profound personal growth. The symbolism of color and light. Color and light play a significant role in the film's exploration of its themes, subtly reinforcing the emotional undercurrents of the story. From the first frame to the last, the filmmakers use color to symbolize the emotional states of the characters and their evolving relationships. Early in the film, Eliza's studio is filled with dark, muted tones. Shades of gray, black, and brown dominate the space, reflecting her internal struggle and her feelings of uncertainty. Her art, too, is characterized by harsh, contrasting colors, symbolizing her conflict with herself and the outside world. As Eliza's journey progresses and she grows more confident in her work and her relationship with Gabriel, the color scheme shifts. Her paintings become brighter, infused with vibrant hues of red, orange, and yellow, reflecting her blossoming self-assurance. Similarly, the lighting on set transitions from dim and harsh to soft and golden, mirroring the character's emotional shifts. The moment when Eliza completes her final masterpiece is marked by a striking burst of light, symbolizing the clarity and understanding she has gained throughout the story. Gabriel's transformation is also reflected in his surroundings. In the early part of the film, his world is cold and detached, filled with clinical spaces and stark lighting. However, as he becomes more attuned to his emotions and opens up to Eliza, his environment changes. He is often seen in warmer, more inviting settings, such as a cozy, sunlit cafe or a gallery space filled with rich colors. The visual transition from cold to warm serves as a powerful metaphor for Gabriel's emotional awakening. The circle of creation. One of the most poignant symbols in Art of Love is the recurring motif of the circle. A circle represents wholeness, unity, and continuity, all of which are integral to the film's themes. Eliza's art is filled with circular motifs, whether it's in the composition of her paintings or the way she arranges her studio. These circles symbolize her search for completeness, both as an artist and as a person. Her artistic process mirrors her personal journey, a constant return to the center, a continual exploration of her own identity, and the eventual realization that her art and her love for Gabriel are intertwined in an endless loop of creation. Similarly, the relationship between Eliza and Gabriel follows a cyclical pattern. They come together, separate, and come together again, learning from each other with each cycle. Their bond, like art itself, is not linear but rather a series of interconnected moments that ultimately lead to mutual understanding and growth. The circle, both in Eliza's art and in her relationship with Gabriel, reflects the ongoing nature of love and creativity, where the process is as significant as the final product. Connecting themes to plot and characters. The themes of love, self-discovery, vulnerability, and transformation are intricately connected to the plot of Art of Love. Each scene, each character interaction, and each visual element is designed to reinforce these themes. Eliza's personal and artistic evolution mirrors her relationship with Gabriel, and as they learn to open themselves up to each other, they also learn to understand and embrace their true selves. The symbolism of art and love, with their inherent vulnerability and transformative power, lies at the core of the film's message. That true creativity and genuine connection can only come when one is willing to be vulnerable, to embrace imperfection, and to open one's heart to the unknown. Through its powerful symbolism and the intertwined journeys of its characters, Art of Love explores the complexity of the human experience, illustrating that the pursuit of love and art are deeply connected in our quest for meaning and self-fulfillment. The making of Art of Love, 2024, was a journey that combined innovative filmmaking techniques with a keen focus on the emotional resonance of the story. The film's directors, cinematographers, and sound designers utilized a range of cinematic tools to craft a world that feels both intimate and grand, personal yet universal. Every decision, from the camera angles to the music choices, was meticulously planned to enhance the emotional depth of the narrative, ensuring that the audience not only experiences the story but feels it deeply. The film's ability to transport viewers into the emotional landscapes of its characters owes much to its groundbreaking filmmaking techniques, blending traditional methods with modern innovations to create a cinematic experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Cinematography, crafting mood through visuals. The cinematography in Art of Love is nothing short of mesmerizing. From the first frame, the film captivates with its use of light, shadow, and color, each frame carefully composed to reflect the internal lives of the characters. The filmmakers, led by renowned director of photography Marcus Van Wright, employed a visual style that emphasized contrast and fluidity, mirroring the emotional and creative journey of the protagonist, Eliza. The film's opening scene, which shows Eliza working in her chaotic, dimly lit studio, is shot with harsh lighting that creates deep shadows, symbolizing her emotional turmoil and the struggle she faces as an artist. The shadows in the studio mirror Eliza's inner darkness, her self-doubt, her insecurity, and her fear of failure. The framing of the shots is tight, focusing on the details of her art, her brushes, and her hesitant movements, which serve as a visual metaphor for her struggle to find her voice.